Hola muchachos, what's up everyone? Welcome to A Drive of Europe. My name is Max and I am happy to present this car. This car is a 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan and it is a big step up from the previous Tiguan that I did a review on. So, well, let's check it out. Okay, so let's first talk money, right? You need a budget and you need to be able to buy the car first. So, this car starts from around 280,000 kronor or just a tad bit over $3,000. Or you can do a lease, that's 3,500 kronor or $366. And this car has a few options. However, this isn't a very high-spec model, but it is loaded with some goodies that I'm gonna talk about right now. Okay, let's talk about the engine first. So this is a 1.4 liter TSI engine. It is a 4-cylinder engine with 150 horsepower and 240 newton meters of torque. The max horsepower comes in around 5,000 to 6,000 RPM and the max torque around 1,500 to 3,500 RPMs. This is a 4Motion, which is all-wheel drive. It pushes the car from 0 to 62 in 9.2 seconds. That's 0 to 100 in kilometers. It is of course Euro 6 compliance and has fairly a bit of punch. However, you kind of have to rev it to those 5,000 RPM to see the push that comes then. Okay, so here in the driver's seat and in the front of the car you find a very Volkswagen-ish kind of style, which is very good and very logical. Everything is where it's supposed to be and there is really no surprise at all. You have this massive touchscreen which is just phenomenal. It is so much more responsive than the last generation, the old Tiguan. However, there are a few problems which I don't like, which I hope I would find on this car. That you don't get any feedback from these buttons. It is very, very, very nice and very clear, and the backup camera is phenomenal, but you don't get any feedback, so you have to take your eyes off the road every time you have to push one of these buttons. However, this is the dial for the mode selection, and you got various modes like snow and ice, highway, terrain and tough terrain. And this mode selection in the middle, if you push this, you change the mode of the car and you have 4 different modes. You have eco, normal, sport and individual. If we move to the back seat, you have quite wide opening, which helps for loading and unloading car seats for the kids, as well as getting in and out. The car has grown a bit, so there are a few more centimeters of knee room and headroom. As I'm sure you can see, I have a ton of headroom as well as knee room, so there isn't much to complain about in the back seat. However, there is a detail I really like. In the previous model, you had to when you needed the armrest, you didn't have one of these. You really had to fold down the whole middle seat. And I do think that's a great and big improvement for the back seats passengers. Well, you also have these nice picnic tables as well as a cup holder. So that's a great addition for the kids in the back seat, or if you want to eat something and you don't want to have it in your lap. And of course, like always in the Volkswagen Tiguan style, you can slide the seats forward and backwards if you want to have more space in the boot, or you can also be able to recline the seats. Well, this isn't very comfortable, so I'll guess I put it back. Yeah, that's really it. I'm not really a fan of this massive load lip, because when you put things and taking things out, you really have a struggle. However, I love this from Volkswagen. This is really neat, and more and more car manufacturer does this. You just take the false floor and you put it up, and you have a flat loading area with no load lip. If you put down the seats, you have a continuous loading area as well. So it is really massive, and it is a good and square size. You have a couple of tethering points there and there, as well as here and there. You get a 12-volt socket, a couple of kind of storage space in there, and you also have a nice feature, which is the back seat release for the back seat, so you can fold them down, as well as on the other side. So when it comes to driving, how is the 2008 Tiguan really like to drive? Well, I can say that it is a hell of a lot smoother than the previous generation Tiguan. And it is, I don't really know how to describe it. It is like the equivalence to a golden retriever or a Swiss Army knife. It does everything really good. It does commuting, it does loading items, kids, families, attributes, everything. It has a very soft handling to the steering wheel. It has a ton of space. It isn't the most thrilling of cars, I have to say that, but it is very, very comfortable. And with the new seats, we were discussing the seats that they really have stepped up the game, and they kind of hug you and you fit very comfortably in the seat. So my analysis of this car, well, it is a perfect all-around car for the family or for a couple who has a lot of commuting, and it is, like I said, it is soft, it is comfortable, it is good, it is decent performance. I would go for the 2-liter diesel with 150 horsepower instead of this car. You really have to rev it above those 5,000 RPM to really kind of feel the car going. But they have improved the 4-motion drive, which were in the previous Tiguan I did not like at all. With that said, I want to thank you all for watching. Have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one.